Alright, so you're a broke student with no bitches and you want to get good grades. I can't help you with the first two, but I can help you with the grades part. Here is my $5 productivity system explained in 5 minutes, and it all revolves around the all-knowing, all-powerful, all-kitcheny kitchen timer. This is the one thing I think all students should have on their desk. It's a necessity for productivity. And so here is the simple system. Every single time that you want to sit down and work, you need to write down on a piece of paper the amount of time per task. Then before you start working, put that time on the timer, set it up, and then through the work session, if you stop, if you get distracted, if you go and do something else, you pause the timer. And so here's why it works. Number one, it makes time feel real. I think a lot of us let time slip through our fingers so easily. We sit down, we want to work for 2 hours, and then you get distracted a little bit here, a little bit there, and you look up and it's been 3 hours and now you have to do something else now. And so time is a lot like a snail. When you look at a snail, it looks really slow. But when you look away and you look back, it just disappears. It pulled a Batman on you. There's also something really nice and tactile about actually feeling the minutes that you input. Like for this one, I actually have to input each individual minute. If I want to do 60 minutes on this timer, I have to do this. That's 61. Whoops. But yeah, you have to individually put it in, which is what makes me feel like, okay, I'm bracing myself for this 60-minute session. It feels more intentional than just putting it digitally, if that makes sense. I realized that time only feels real when it is a real physical object that you can hold in your hand, compared to digitally where it's still not really in your hand, it's still on a screen. And so this makes me take my time and my work more seriously. It makes me respect the deadline that I've set for myself. And that goes on to the second point, which is closer deadlines. We all know Parkinson's law. Work will shrink or expand to the time given. If you have a deadline 1 month away, you will work slower and finish it within a month. If you have the deadline in 1 week, you will just work faster and finish it in 1 week. And so we know that Parkinson's law works on this medium to long-term basis, so like weeks, months kind of thing. But it also can work on a minute and hourly basis with the kitchen timer. Wow! So I have this little lip on my laptop stand where I have my microphone, and this is the same place that I put my timer. And so imagine my laptop is here, my timer is here, and then my keyboard, I don't know if you can see that, that's my keyboard, is there. And so it's right in front of my face, and it makes Parkinson's law apparent. Just saying, oh, I'm gonna work for 2 hours versus having the doomsday clock in front of your face feels different. And finally, number 3, this makes you realize, damn, I don't really work that hard. I was watching this video by everyone's favorite science-based lifter, Jeff Nipples, and he was talking about how he tracked the minutes of his workout. And he saw that he was at the gym for like an hour, 30 minutes or whatever, right? But the time actually spent under the bench press actually doing the exercises was more like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Okay, then where did the whole hour go? He was just resting, walking around, refilling his water bottle, talking to people. And so this shows that most of the time you spend working, you aren't working. And so I used to just set a 1 hour digital timer and then start working, but I never paused it. I just let it run for 1 whole hour and I thought, okay, I worked for an hour. But if I actually sat down and paused it every single time I stopped working and went to the toilet, checked my phone, did some random things here and there, I realized that 15 minutes to maybe 20 minutes of that hour wasn't actually productive. That's like a third of the time you're productive. And so if you think you work 3 hours a day, it's more like 1. If you think you work 6 hours a day, it's more like 2. And so by forcing myself to pause the timer every time I start working, 1, I realize how many times I get distracted throughout a session, and also I get distracted less because I would instinctually just reflex muscle memory, try to grab my phone to check a message, but then I realize, oh wait, I have to pause the timer. But then by me having to pause the timer, I step outside of myself and I'm like, wait, why am I checking my phone again? Oh, I don't have anything. It's just a normal reflex. Okay, then I just stop checking my phone. I let the timer run and I continue going back to work. It's like this extra level of friction before you can do the task, the distraction, that makes you less distracted, if that makes sense. So track accurately. Whether you're a beginner or productivity god, tracking is for everyone. In fact, the productivity god probably tracks his time even more and even better. It's like how a beginner lifter tracks his weight, but the Olympic level lifter probably tracks his weight down to the decimal point, down to the exact fat percentage. They probably have a whole team that tracks everything for them. So Track your time. If you don't know where your time is going, then how can you manage it? And some final closing thoughts. I don't use this for everything. Obviously, for work-related stuff, this is the most optimal. YouTube, writing, school, studying. But for other things, more fun things, you don't have to use it. So yeah, go invest $5 into this little timer. I promise it'll be worth it. Or you can just go steal your family's one, whatever works. But yeah, if you like this video, check out the first link below. That's my community where I just help people more on self-improvement. You get to hop on calls with me. You get to slide into my DMs. You get more premium education and tips just like this video. So yeah, go check it out. There's the first link below. There's more information once you click the link. Go find a timer, I guess. Put in the time to find a timer. And yeah, take action. Give me a kiss. Mwah.